one of the four fishermen from Capernaum who Christ called to be one of his students. He was present with him from the first day of his calling until the Passion. On Mount Tabor, he, John, and James saw Christ transfigured. He was the one to acknowledge that Christ was who he is. And upon this statement, the church would be built. It was also he who, when Christ spoke of what must befall him, said that it wouldn't happen, after which Christ rebuked him for trying to stop his Father's will. It was also he that assaulted a Levite by severing his ear while Christ was arrested by a detachment of temple guards. Thirdly, it was he who, when in the court of Kefa, the high priest denied Christ thrice. Along with John, he saw his tomb empty and beheld him with none of the other major apostles and two of the minor 70 disciples. Between the second day of the Omer and the 42nd day of the Omer, he and 6 other apostles saw the risen Christ by Lake Tiberias. A few years later, Peter was shown a vision that the way was not just for the Jew, but for the Gentiles as well, establishing a circuit while being the leading pastor of the church. He would spend time in both the Holy City and in Antioch. This means that he became the first pope of the church. Pope means father, one who guides the church. It was his job as pope to keep all Messianic communities together regardless of cultural and linguistic differences. As he was given the keys to heaven, he had the responsibility for the church to hold to everything that Christ had commanded. On October 13th, AD 64, Nero celebrates his 10-year anniversary of reigning over the Empire of Rome by crucifying several Christians. Peter requests those that crucify him to do so by turning him upside down. As Peter has been the guide for all Messianic communities in the Roman area, as well as those in Western Europe, the Bishop Linus of Rome becomes the second bishop of the Roman Messianic community. O Lord, who didst will that thy word should take flesh, a message of an angel, grant to us, thy supplicants. Eternal Shepherd, look graciously upon thy flock, with the aid of those whom thou didst appoint pastors of the universal church. Keep it under thy continual protection. Grant, we beseech thee, Almighty Lord, that the appointment and the leadership of thy ministers may increase our devotion and promote our salvation. In other words, we humbly ask that you allow the ministers that you have called to help us grow our devotion to you and help us to promote salvation for others by leading them to your Son. Amen.